Our second undefined term in geometry is a line, and how we describe that, not how we define that, is a line is made up of points. And our lines, they extend indefinitely. So when you are talking about lines, you are talking specifically about these kinds of lines that they have arrows on both sides, meaning that they go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So we are going to name these lines by any 2 points on the line, any 2 points. Or we could name them by a lowercase script letter. So we've got this line here, and we've got 2 points defined here. They are X and Y. So I can call this line X, Y. I can also note it like this, X and Y. Note also, because we are talking about points, we are still using our capital letter. And then I can put a tiny little drawing of a line on top, and that tells me that I'm dealing with a line that goes on forever, and it's specifically talking about this line, X, Y. I can also use this little letter out here, and I can name it by that. So it can be called as well line in. And they say script letter, like a cursive letter. All right, we have collinear points, and those are points that lie on the same line. So what does that mean? X and Y here are collinear because a line goes straight through them. If I had another point out here, point B, then B would not be collinear to Y because they are not on the same line. We have a couple other lines we need to talk about. First, we've got line segments, and these are our measurable parts of the line. So these are the ones that look like this over here, and they have 2 endpoints. They have a beginning and an end. So our lines, they go on forever, but we want to be able to talk about parts of the line, and those are going to be our line segments. And again, we are going to name them by 2 letters and by their endpoints. So if there was a letter in here, let's put T. We would name this line segment our Q. Or you can name it QR. Either way doesn't matter. But we are going to draw the line segment. Again, this time we're not going to put the arrows on top above that. Or we can name it line segment. I'll name it this, QR. Either way works. It doesn't matter what order you're going in when you're naming it. You just have to use the endpoints. So you could not put that this is line segment QT when you're talking about the whole piece. If you were talking about just this part, then you could. All right, another kind of line that we have is our ray, and our ray is a line that extends in one direction. So this time it's kind of a combination between our segment and our line. We're going to have one endpoint, and then the other side goes on forever and ever and ever. So we're going to name these rays by the endpoint and any other point on the ray. So I'm going to put, so this ray here, you can see the picture. We are going to name ray, name it ray CD. C is the endpoint. So our line above is now going to have one arrow, and the letter that is the end point, you don't put an arrow on top of that. We could also call this ray CD. And this is why I drew the E in there. We could also name it CE. The important part here is picking out that end point letter.